Rachel, going to head back to our powerhouse panel, bringing back Donna Jackson from Project 21, political analyst Mark Halperin, and former Trump campaign aide Rick Gates. Now, Senator Cruz there talking woke politics, among other things. Mark, I want to get your thoughts specifically about him making that bold declaration that he would not be taking money from corporate PACs.
Well, this represents, Joe, a real split in the party with corporate America. Senator Cruz is able to do this because he's such a great grassroots fundraiser. It's going to be interesting to see which other prominent Republicans who maybe need that money more to fund their campaigns and their political operations. Let's see if they'll adopt the same principle as Ted Cruz has.
Rick, want to come to you kind of on that same vein here. You know, obviously we look at the divide between where the money comes from on the left and where the money comes from on the right. You know that we have all of those big time donors on the left that are those unions. You talk about on the right, we have had a symbiotic relationship with business interests, particularly trying to make sure that we protect the rights and interests of small businesses. How does this impact the landscape from your perspective?
Well, one of the things President Trump was able to do is create this mechanism of grassroots support, which translated into fundraising. So it was small dollar donations that really kind of catapulted his campaign into the position that he was able to win. And he's continued that moving forward. And I'm happy to see Ted Cruz, and I hope others follow suit, that they don't take money from corporate PACs. I think businesses should be doing business and not, necessarily engaging in politics from a corporate level, because most corporations aren't unanimous in their opinions based on their employees, and their employees diverge on opinions as well. So I think it's a welcome move by Senator Cruz, and I hope others do it. But I think you're going to continue to see, particularly on the Republican side, people gravitating toward that small dollar donation, that grassroots level, because that's really where the support is.
Now, Don, I want to get over to you because the talk about town was Ted Cruz dozing off in the midst of the sleepy speech of President Biden. Take a listen.
Look, the speech went over an hour, and it was boring. I was, I'm amazed I stayed awake as long as I did. And Joe Biden didn't give a damn. He didn't want our applause. It was a speech that was directed to the Democrats, and it was, we are hard left, the socialist regime is here. And I think that's one of the reasons the speech was so boring, is there was nothing, it was so left-wing that there was nothing for any reasonable person to applaud for.
Maybe Ted Cruz is punking us all. I feel like I'm on an episode of Punks. You've got, I mean, from Cancun to the Capitol, Ted Cruz seems to have gotten the drop on all of us. What say you, Donna?
Well, it was boring to all of us. I mean, come on now. And Joe Biden has the appeal of, paint drying. So, nobody's surprised at that. But what did he say? He took credit for everything that President Trump accomplished, and he said nothing that was going to unite the country. So, I'm not surprised. Look, they had half the viewing audience that President Trump's address had, half the audience for a president that we're supposed to believe got the largest amount of votes, but yet nobody is tuning into him. Come on. I mean, I applaud Ted Cruz for doing the right thing.
Mark, coming back to you. Mark, coming back to you quickly, because, again, to our earlier point, we heard from President Pence. We're now hearing from Ted Cruz a little bit more in the press, a little bit more vociferous. Again, how do you see this early jostling for 2024 shaking up?
First of all, I think Senator Cruz was praying for the country, not asleep, despite his joke there. Just like I said, I think Mike Pence is an undervalued stock. I think Ted Cruz is also, in terms of winning the nomination. I put him in the top tier, close to it. He's run before. He can raise a lot of money. He understands the media, and he's relentless in his desire to be president of the United States. So I'd put him at or near the top of the heap in terms of likelihood of being the nominee right now.
Rick, same to you. I think, to Mark's point, it's very easy to forget the fact of just how close Senator Cruz was to winning the nomination in 2016. The whole thing, it's Trump's party now. Obviously, President Trump enjoying tremendous support with the base. But we have to remember that the vast majority of voters in the 2016 primaries did vote for somebody not named President Trump, and many of them cast their vote with Senator Ted Cruz.
A lot of people believe that Ted Cruz was going to be the nominee in 2016, and I think it's interesting to see what Ted Cruz has learned over the last 8 years, and I think he's going to apply that to figure out how he's going to move forward. And I think he's going to be a little more careful. This time around, he has the president's support. The president's, supported him over the years. That was very different from their original relationship. So I think that Mark's absolutely right. I think Ted Cruz is going to look at this very carefully, but he absolutely wants it. It's something I think he's always wanted to do, and he'll continue to pursue that path.
All right, thanks to our panel. And we'll have the
appreciate Ted Cruz right now too. We appreciate him now more than ever in this present landscape because he's been a stand-up guy for the Republican Party where a lot of Republicans have not been. So we appreciate him, and he'll have some support.
Absolutely, putting America first. Want to thank our panel for joining us, and we'll see you at the top of the hour.